Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It really helps. As you can see, I am going through a dilemma right now. So let me take you into the loop. So this is my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra that I have been using for the last 1.5 years. So I bought it about 2 months after it came out in the March or April of 2022. Actually, no, 2023. So the last year basically. So I bought it 2 months after it came out, and it's on a 2 year plan. So it is going back next year, and I have been looking out to other devices that I can replace this phone with, and this is one of the phones that I really liked ever since it came out, and I wanted to give it a fair chance. So that's why we are doing a hardware comparison between the two devices, how they look on the outside, how they feel in the hand, and a general first impressions of someone who has been using Samsung phones for a long time. I was a user of Samsung Galaxy Note series before this one. So I've been using Samsung phones for a really long time, and this would be first impressions from my side towards this phone. So how I find this phone when I've been used to using something like this. As you can see, the size is not too different, but there is a difference nonetheless. So the height wise, there is a difference, especially when the foldable phone is closed. So let me give you introduction for both phones. This is a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. This is a 512 gigabyte version, and it's in black color. Similarly, this is the Google Pixel Fold Pro 9. This is a 256 gigabyte version, and right now it's in its folded state. So you already saw the height comparison. Now let's do the width comparison. When closed, they're almost the same, not a huge difference. So that was one of the important things for me. For the Samsung's own foldables, the Galaxy Fold 6, its aspect ratio is too narrow, so it's very difficult to use, especially when the screen is closed. The screens, that's how they look side by side. I know right now the brightness is not really matched, but this is a easily usable screen. I could do a lot of what I do on the phone without ever having to open up the middle or the bigger screen that we will get to in a moment. So let's give you a hardware tour. So on the top of the S23 Ultra, we don't really have a lot, just a microphone port. On the Pixel side, it's the same case, a speaker hole and a microphone. So then on the right side, we have the same setup. So power key and the volume rocker, nothing else on either of the phones. On the Pixel side, the volume and the power key also doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Now let's look at the bottom. Both have their SIM card trays. If my camera decides to focus, let's see. I'm going to do manual focus here. There we go. So USB-C ports, we have speakers, the second speakers basically on both of them, and then the SIM card slot. On the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, you can also see the stylus or the S Pen, and that's where it lives. And on this side, there isn't a lot on the Samsung, and this is the hinge on the Pixel Fold Pro 9. Looking at the back side, so the Samsung has 4 cameras here. So that's going to be the main camera. That's the, I believe, 200 megapixel. Then on top of that, we have the wide angle. On the right of it, we have the 3x telephoto. And at the bottom, we have the 10x telephoto. On the Google side, we have the 5x telephoto. We have the main shooter. And we have the ultra wide camera. I'm not really sure what this one is. It doesn't look like a camera, so it might be some kind of a sensor to aid with the autofocusing like we have on the Galaxy. So this is the time of flight sensor, I believe. I might be wrong. So this aids the phone with the autofocus, so maybe that's the same way here. But otherwise, that's how they look. So now let's take a look how they fare against each other when the Pixel is open. By the way, the designers at Google, they did an amazing job. You wouldn't really know it's a foldable because of how thin it is, especially in the folded state. I absolutely love the design. That's one of the reasons I wanted to try it out. It closes flat from both sides, so there isn't a gap in the middle like you saw in the first few iterations of the Samsung's attempt at the Z Folds. So it looks absolutely pretty, and it feels very nice in the hand. So I love that part. They got the hardware design absolutely right. So now let's see how it looks once you open it. Now that's the main feature. It looks amazing, especially in the open state. The screen is massive. It gets really bright outside. That's how it looks from the other side when opened. So there's a selfie camera right here, just like we have on the Samsung as well. So it has two selfie cameras, one right here and one on the outer smaller screen right here. It does have face unlock in addition to fingerprint unlock. On the Samsung side, the face unlock also exists, but the fingerprint is of the ultrasonic variety. Here it's capacitive, built into the power key. You can see the hinge or the fold in the screen, and I think that comes with the territory. You have to learn to live with it. Other than that, you can feel a bit more resistance here compared to what I have over here, and that has to do with the fact that there's a plastic screen protector. It's never going to feel as good as it feels having your fingers slide on glass. So this feels a lot smoother compared to this. You have to check, you have to feel this in person. It's not something that I could explain on a video from afar. So this is something you have to experience for yourself. But yeah, so I like the hardware. That's not that won't hold me back from switching from this to this. So I absolutely like the hardware. I think Google knocked it out of the park. You would have to wait for the next video to see how I find on the things on the software side, and if I like it enough that I'm going to switch from this to this when the time comes next year. All right, that's all I had for you guys today. I will see you in the next video. Take care.